Mojang is a company. There, that's it. The video's over. We're done. Roll it. Get us out of here. No, but for real, Mojang is a company worth $1 quadrillion billion. And despite the fact that their coffers runneth over, you expect me to believe that this company can only afford to add 1 of 3 mobs a year? What's next? You're gonna tell me a shrimp fried this rice? I get that the vote is supposed to be for fun, but just knowing that 2 other mobs are gonna be gone forever, it feels more like a funeral. Like every time I look up a picture of the Moo Bloom, I feel like a widow. Like I feel like I'm standing in a snowy cemetery in all black holding a bouquet of roses for my husband who was gunned down. Before we can be understandably dissatisfied, let's take a scroll back in time to past mob votes and see, where this atrocity began, like where this injustice started. Alright, the year's 2017. Nintendo is currently destroying America's economy by releasing Breath of the Wild. We get an amazing solar eclipse. The cinematic masterpiece known as the Emoji Movie releases. And online, Minecon Earth 2017 is hosted by BoJack Horseman. We are introduced to 4 distinct mobs. Mob A, the Barnacle. Mob B, the Phantom. Mob C, the Great Hunger. And Mob D, the Wildfire. Hey guys, this is Future Crowy who does all the editing. I screwed up here because I called Mob D the Wildfire. When it was announced here for the vote, it was called the Hovering Inferno. The reason I called it the Wildfire is because it eventually made its way into Minecraft Dungeons, and that's what they renamed it to, so I just wanted to fill everyone in on that. None of them are good. Actually, let me take that back. I was quite partial to the Barnacle. And if for whatever reason you haven't played Minecraft in several years, the TLDR is the Phantom one, and it's been a pain in the ass ever since. In 2018, the Chinese edition of the game got a community vote, and we ended up with the pandas. In 2019, they forgot to do one. In 2020, they remembered to do it, but then promptly robbed us blind of the Moo Bloom. In 2021, we got the Alley instead of the Copper Golem or the Glare. And then this past year, we had a vote between the Sniffer, the Rascal, and the Tough Golem. Personally, for me, I was a huge fan of the Sniffer, so I'm really happy it won. But there was a part of me that was really sad for not getting the Rascal, because he was like this little guy that ran around in the cave, and I thought it would be really funny to have this creature in the game. Because it has this look that you just want to beat it half to death. Like, he just looks so beatable. I just want to take a sock full of change and beat him. And now here we are in 2023 with the current mob vote. And this mob vote is very interesting. It's actually, I mean, it's a hard one. Like, it's 3 creatures, real animals, and they all have practical uses. You have penguins that make boat go burr. You have armadillos that drop shell pieces that you can make armor for your dogs. And then you have the crab, which gives you a claw that increases your block placement range. Like, these are really good mobs. All 3 of these are really good. And it's really just a shame. Like, it's so shameful. When you take into consideration how good these mobs are and the practicality that they bring to the game, it's easy to understand why people are in such an uproar about this specific mob vote. But let's be real, people were in an uproar about every mob vote, and that's understandable as well. Nobody wants to be shown multiple things that bring something new to the game, only to have 2 of them be pulled away into the void forever. It's almost cruel in a way. It's like Mojang is playing the cruelest game with its fans. Like, sometimes for these mob votes, I'm just kind of waiting around for the jigsaw puppet to come riding out in a bicycle, asking if we're ready to play a game. And then the little kids at home watching the mob vote are like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm ready to play Minecraft." And with all of that being said, what can be done? Can anything even be done? Could there be a solution? Well, maybe. A solution to this problem, just a quick solution off the top of my head that I'm sure no one has ever suggested, would be to have the vote be for which one you want to be first, and then the other 2 would be released in a later update. maybe the following year. Like, this is something that they've even done before. Remember, like 2 minutes ago when I said that they forgot to do a mob vote in 2019? That was kind of like a half lie. What they did that year instead was a biome vote. So, a vote to overhaul a biome. See, I got you. It's kind of like a pop quiz at the end of a lecture. This is to make sure you're paying attention. Like, I know some of you little guys out there's fingers were just twitching, ready to hit the comment section and be like, hey, yo, this guy's lying. This fella is posting an argument in bad faith. The biomes that were up for vote were the Badlands, the Swamp, and the Mountains. Each one of these biomes also had creatures added to it, such as vultures in the Badlands, frogs in the Swamp, and goats, mountain goats in the mountains. Somehow mountains won, and we all had a long sigh and grunt over losing frogs. But then, guess what? At Minecraft Live 2021, frogs are announced, and the Swamp biome update is announced. They actually added that even though it lost. We did it, boys. World peace has been achieved. What a great success. Everyone go home to your wives and husbands. It's over. War is over. There's frogs in Minecraft. And this was unprecedented, mind you. Because this wasn't even the first time that they did this. This being a biome vote. Because back in 2018, when the Chinese edition got to pick their mob, the rest of the world got the biome chooser. It was against the taiga, savanna, or desert. And with those choices came the mob options of foxes, ostriches, and meerkats. Taiga would go on to win, and we would get foxes, but the meerkats and the ostriches just kind of got banished to the Shadow Realm. It's been 5 years since the meerkat and the ostrich were up for vote, but both of their official wiki pages state that they are upcoming mobs that are going to be implemented, alongside termites. So I suppose the trend here is that if a mob comes with a biome, it will later be implemented after a vote, but when it's just mobs by themselves, that's where they kind of disappear. And if that is the case, that's a really weird precedent to set. And I just have something to ask Mojang. So my question is, why can't we just keep doing that? Why can't this just be a thing that happens with all of the votes? Look, I get it. Game development is not easy by a long shot. There's balancing that has to be done. There's investors that have to be kept happy. There's deadlines. There's, anything that's made on Java has to be made on Bedrock and vice versa. I get it. I really do. Look, all I'm saying is if there are indie devs out there who are making games by themselves, who are putting out massive updates multiple times a year that are well polished, well received, and they're listening and talking with the community, why can't a quadrillion bajillion dollar company not do the same? And I already know that there are going to be a lot of people out there that look at this and watch this video and go, these are the weakest criticisms I have ever heard. There's always somebody that does that. And all I have to say to you is, shut up. Shut your stupid little f***ing mouth. Don't give them a pass for this. Don't let them slide on this. This is really stupid, and I just don't get why they don't do it. If unpaid modders can put these mobs into the game the day after they're announced, there is no reason that Mojang can't do it. There just isn't. But yeah, I don't know. These are just my thoughts, obviously. If you agree with them, that's awesome. If you don't, that's, also awesome. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate it if you liked it and then maybe left a comment. That would be super cool. And if you didn't like it, then go ahead and dislike it too. That's fine. But either way, if you'll excuse me, it's 3 in the morning and there is a jar full of olives in my fridge that's calling my name.